We tend to think of ourselves as one person, but underneath it is a whole cast of characters that make up who we are. And they're all here to support us and help us, but when we don't pay attention to them or when we don't integrate them, they can also trip us up. But all they want is to be seen and heard. And if they don't, they get louder and louder and louder. So this is part of the process of individuation. The first part is to integrate those different personas, integrate those different masks that we wear to the outside. The second part is to integrate the archetypes that connect us to our inside, to our unconscious. And we all have some of them in common. Caroline Myss, one of my teachers, talked about how we all have a pandemonium of 12 archetypes in total. 4 of them are our core survival archetypes, and the other 8 are what makes up our unique character. The first 4, though, are, as I said, universal, and we all have them in common. And those are the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. And you probably heard all of those voices in your head. The child is the one that says, oh, this is too big, this is overwhelming, I don't know what to do here, I'm feeling helpless. Right? And it's there to make sure that we are feeling loved and we're feeling safe. The victim one is the one where we feel like, oh, this is happening to me. Right? These people are doing this to me. And it usually has to do with not feeling seen or not feeling a sense of justice around what's happening around us. Right? The third one, the saboteur, is the one that prevents you from moving forward. It's the one that says, oh, remember when you did this thing too, and you already screwed that up? Why would you think that you can do this now? Right? And they're usually afraid of moving on, and they need something in order to let us grow. The fourth one is the prostitute, and that's the one that keeps us in certain relationships, even though it's violating our values, right? In order to feel safe and secure, right? Where we say, oh, I don't really like this job, but it's not that bad, and I'm afraid of the unknown, I'm afraid of doing something else, so I'm just going to stick with it. Right? It might be a job, might be a relationship, might be other things where we stick with it, even though it's actually contradicting our values. And the key with all of those 4 archetypes is that, again, they're here to support and help us. So when those voices pipe up in our heads, right, when we're acting from the child archetype or the victim archetype or the saboteur or the prostitute, they're all here because they want to be heard. They have some advice for us, something that's they're here to teach us. And if we pay attention to them, they become our friends, they become our counsel and support us in our growth, in our evolution, in our daily life. And they only become an issue when we don't listen. So part of leadership, the inner game of leadership, is to actually become very, very intimately familiar with these archetypes and understand who's talking right now. So the next time you feel a stressful situation, take a moment and check in. Who's actually talking right now? Which voice am I hearing in my head? And what are they trying to teach me? Because when I do that and when I integrate that, it allows me to have their wisdom and actually move from there. So enjoy the inner game of leadership.